Hey, welcome back to Cleftlan Nights. It's the furthering discussion of what has been going on in our game. And we game every Tuesday night and throughout the week. And this is for the gaming that took place on August 29th, 2017. And this, I think, is our 34th episode. Where's my videos? Nope, that's not that one. That one. And my videos. It's supposed to be on here. Well, anyways, so yeah, you'll see it printed up there at the front. We last left our heroes on Earth-210.24. They were, it was 11 July 2017, and Ray has named his team now that's on Serenity Intercept, like his 10.3 team, but 210.24 is different. So we last left him and his team of Carol and Hank and Neena on their way to Greenland, here someplace, to find Captain America's frozen body. And they find him and they get him aboard the ship. It takes a little bit of discussion between Ray and Carol to say, hey, you can lift this thing and put it on there and fly and all this stuff. She didn't know she could fly yet. So, yeah, and they had to, kind of push the Eskimos away that were around there trying to worship him, but they weren't really. Anyways, so they get back on there and they start heading south to pick up somebody in Key West. But with discussions on board, Neena, Beatrice, we go by as her last name for now. Neena keeps talking about, hey, my mom died, and I would like to, put her in the grave, but I also like to put those, to fix things back at the compound. Well, anyways, Ray and her, they talk in nowhere, and they go up to the moon while in nowhere, asteroid, and figure out all about the compound and the life that she came from and her mom and who she was from. She was like, and I had to make up stuff because in the comics it doesn't say anything about that. So Neena Domino, her mom, I made up that she was just a athletic girl from North Chicago, spotted by the people who were creating this compound some 18 years prior, which had been around 1999-ish. Or maybe 98, and she was a cheerleader for school. But anyways, they kidnap her, bring her to the compound, and impregnate her with some super soldiers. That's what they do at this compound. It's never really said in the this breeding compound place. It's all it says, top secret breeding place. But so I surmised that maybe they were getting super soldiers. So in this case, her father is Slade Wilson. Ooh, scary. No, but anyways, Neena is taken. Neena and Ray talk about that, and they said, "Well, let's go save everybody at your compound down there. The other 11 other families, I believe, and." Other girls that had been kidnapped and injected with super soldier fathers' DNA to impregnate their eggs, sperms, whatever. So, anyways, and they make a plan, and I think they were just about arriving there over Lake Superior. So they're going to north of Chicago. Oh, it's not Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and they're flying over there. On Serenity and working on a plan to attack. Meanwhile, at the same time, which is what meanwhile means. Furthermore, Ray had left to go recruit somebody to help him up in ops, help us up in ops, and he teleported down, beamed down to Chicago again, north side of Chicago, Deerfield, Chicago, to get Kitty Pryde. And he talks to her and basically gets her to eventually come out, showing his teleportation power, which looks like teleportation, but he's really going to shimmer. Yeah, it's the same as nowhere, but he calls it that because he shimmer as the switch from Earth to nowhere. There's like this flash of light. Everything goes inverted, negative colors. Anyways, so he talks to her, and they where do you want to go? And he going into nowhere. He has asteroid beam them up here to the asteroid, and beam them back down to a coffee shop in Chicago, down by Wrigley Field. I'm just making this stuff up. I don't know if there is one, but hey, because she's from Chicago and she's always been a fan of the Cubbies, so which sucks, but. So when they were waiting in line to get coffee, because I'm making it like some cool place, it's summertime, so maybe it is a cool place. They, instead of waiting in line, she's like, well, hey, can we go to that shimmer place again? And because there's no people existing, and then they can go. So they go do that, and they actually make their own coffee and sit and have a long conversation. So really back on Earth, not hardly any time is going by when they're having their long discussions. And that's the thing about nowhere. No time is going by on regular Earth, but they can't affect regular Earth at all. They can, and he has to hold on to Kitty to take her into this world. So they're going to the coffee shop, and they're making their own coffee and sit and have this conversation. And then after that, they beam up to the asteroid, and he tells her about that place, and gives her the whole rundown. She's like, so, hey, let's go to the Fantasia device, and I would like to learn more about my powers and phasing and stuff. Because she just got it the night before, and it's like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning of July. So they come up here to the asteroid, and they do that a little bit more, and that's it from them that we got updated. So, and we go from there to, Cleftlan, where we last left our heroes there. The Blood Brothers, mostly Hans, because he seems to be the consistent Blood Brother, they're taking the wagon train north of Cleftlan to an inn up there where they could drop off all the supplies and then head back to Cleftlan. And on the way, Alex had passed out last time we played, so they had Alex tied up so he gets free of his stuff. Flies around to see May, and May's, oh yay, happy. But Sam Knoxville has disappeared now, and in his place is you. And you, R-Y-U, it's pronounced you, Korean guy. He talks to Hans. Hans says, hey, might not want to get up front. Anyways, he has some conversations with some of the people on the way, and eventually takes over the front of the wagon train to get it out up north. And Alex starts to have a conversation with Rune. And then after that, they realize that there's somebody following them far back behind them, and somebody on horse. So he flies down there, doubling distance, and kind of seeing the guy, but not really sure who it is. He flies down there, and it turns out it's George Washington on his horse, trying to get back up here. Apparently, when Killchain tried to kill him, he used his once a year. So him and Killchain apparently have both used it once a year. So they're kind of screwed and could die. It's easier chance to die now. George and Alex rejoining the group. Wagon train moves on, but they notice up ahead a tree that is knocked down ahead, an obstacle. So they shouldn't be too far from this inn because I'm trying to figure out if wagon train moves about 5 miles per hour, and they have roughly about 6 hours to do this job in. This place has to be 15, 20 miles away, so they could go there and come back and also change gear. So maybe maybe the caravan will not be able to go back in time and choose instead to remain at the inn. We'll see. It's up in the air. I'm biting my nails about this, but because we didn't get much gaming time to keep going on with Cleftlan, as we now not go to Cleftlan. No, oh my gosh, I know you guys are wondering what's going on there, and Chris wasn't there gaming Tuesday night, so my son. So we went to 10.3, which is, I know everybody's been hinting, I don't want to play this instead. So we're there, 10.3. It's May 30th, 1994, Sunday morning. And it's been almost a year since we gamed it, back last November. So, back last October, when it was, we gamed, and we happened to be on Frank's birthday. And so we gave him the ultimate power so that he can like tie up some stories. But really what he did was wind up giving every player character, leader of a team, a wish, 3 wishes, but it's got to be a wish that's more geared towards getting things done that they never have time to get done because they're too busy doing stuff. And that's the sacrifice, I think. You're too busy doing stuff, saving the world. You don't have time to practice with your team, stuff like that. But, that's what he did. So Frank gave him these wishes. And so immediately when I'm coming to them, before they wake up to each of these main characters, starting with Frank, this entity is talking to them in their sleep and saying, what is your wishes? What's your first wish? And I go around from character to character. But basically, Frank, who is down here on the island of Bella de Nico, which is close to Puerto Rico, San Domingo, down here. Well, it's a lot further from Florida than I thought. He wakes up at the Bella de Nico and the island, and at his resort, which is also his school, and he's waking up next to... Well, before he wakes up, his wishes are 3 things. I'm just going to go through them real quick. Frank's wish, 1, make his lightning ship Juno stronger shield and body armor. Cool. All right. 2, all the intel and everything that he's got from a variety of different sources, equipment and files, all held together, and he's got like a war room and just in a mega database, all compiled together. And then, which Caitlin we're already working on that. It just would have took a long time for it to happen, as well as the shields and stuff. Caitlin and a lot of the intelligent guys on his team could have built these things, but it would just take time, and he doesn't want to play around. So wishes, bam. And then 3, Juno, his ship, has a sentient AI. Is a sentient AI, which kind of already is, but with a hologram of her. So it's like a woman, beautiful woman, in Greek garb, because Juno, not the pregnant chick from the movie. So, which would be kind of weird. I forget her name, Ellen something. Paige, yeah. All right, so that was his 3 wishes. So he wakes up on the island, and he's next to his 3 naked wives, Caitlin, Zahana, yeah, and Alessandra. And we just call Zahara Zealot Z or whatever. But she wakes up and has sex with him again, and After that, he gets up. And he winds up finding out there was a discussion amongst a bunch of lightning ship people, the other captains, which we'll talk about as we go. Has a short discussion with, I think, Ray, and then they go downstairs and he has breakfast. A lot of his team haven't awoke yet. It's still early, but it's May, so I don't know what time the sun usually comes up, but especially in Belladonico. But all right, well, from there we go to Alex. Alex is waking up, but in the evening. He is way over here. I don't even see if you see it on this. He is in Tokyo, Japan. And his wishes kind of contributed to where he's waking up at, where they went to sleep. Alex wishes he won that the Fate Stay Night, because he's got Ren and Archer from Fate Stay Night, if anybody knows that anime, on his team, and he wanted their whole storyline to kind of be finished. And while doing that, they created a investigation service team or whatever called Devil May Cry. I forgot. In remembrance to their ex-team member Dante. And so, since global industry. Anyways, he sees that there is... Oh, and Frank also sees some of the news later. But Alex sees that there is a flying aircraft carrier going over him. And then the other teams talk about it as he calls them up. So he's getting breakfast, and a lot of his team come down. Rachel, Ren, who's the other girl? Rachel. Well, anyways. And they have breakfast, and so, but he does do a call out to his the other team members. So he winds up talking to Ray and on Intercept and Joel of a Megadon. Well, he's actually Marcus Lord of a Megadon. So they have a four-way conversation. Juno joins in a little bit because she's an AI, so I can handle this. Anyways, so his first wish was that. His second wish is that his team gets training to get to their full power and capabilities for their each member, so they don't have to worry. Since just on the previous day, Kyle Rayner just got his white ring. White Lantern ring. He finally gets a chance to get some training. So during basically the Fate Stay Night kind of serves as a point that allows them to propel their training throughout his whole team, as well as him. And his another wish is that, since also on his team Iron Fist has died. Yes, Daniel Rand never got to have his TV series. Which kind of sucked. It wasn't as good as the other ones. Defender's awesome. But anyways, Alex became the Defender of Kunlun and is the Iron Fist now with his Predator powers. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does with the Iron Fist and his Predator powers. Not Predator after the movies. Predator changes into animals that are predators. Yeah, we'll get to that. Maybe we'll do an episode on each of these teams and their short-lived histories of what I could remember. And I could sit here and just talk and say, well, this is what I can remember. But 10.3 has been going around since the 90s, 93 or so. So it's a long freaking time to have these teams and stories. Even though only a couple weeks has gone by for the characters, maybe a month. But yeah, so then we go from there to, so he sees the ship. It's a USS Independence. He's found out that the president Presidente Al Gore has somehow decided to make the United States Navy and some of the other carriers out there at that time in the 90s, not too many foreign carriers, but they all become flying carriers, and they can even go into space, and that the USS Enterprise is actually going in space, going to the moon. So what's going on, and they don't know how he has this tech so soon, but they kind of don't trust it. They even hear the Justice Alliance, which is a team that runs with the government, not Justice Alliance, so that's my team, Liberty Force, Joanne's team, is going on one of those carriers up there. And, what's going on? So and they're also trying to recruit superpower types all over the planet and use them in their military. So we'll see how that goes and what kind of story is that. It sounds confusing to them because they're not part of it, but it's not confusing to me. I know it's all going down. And so a Megadon. Marcus wakes up. New York City. His ship is floating cloaked. New York City. Bamo. His ship's cloaked next to Stark Tower. Yeah, we went more with Stark Tower. Like the movies. And he wakes up and he's next to naked body of Jean Grey. Yes, they got some. They fell for each other the last night that they play. That we played on the 29th of July, whatever. So of May. So now it's the 30th, and he wakes up, but he winds up seeing the news and seeing what's going on with these carriers. And actually, the USS JF Kennedy is flying over New York City. They may be recruiting some mutants or something. But his wishes that he got before he woke up is that his war world that's back in the Vega system is remodeled and shaped to look kind of like the Yorktown from, is that Star Trek 3? The new one. And this mega base, if you will. He calls it Utopia, but... And I said, calling something Utopia is like naming something in the Titanic. It's going to fall. So it's bad luck. But anyways, and the Federation exists, at least within the Vega system. That those 23, I think, other planets and alien races are part of a federation now. Just wish, because this was going to take too long for him to make this thing happen. I would love to have played it, but this is Frank's gift to them. So, and his second wish is that they ratified a Federation charter. So he wished for a Federation and then a charter. They ratified it, yes, so that it basically M-class planets and a whole lot of Star Trek-y stuff. But he's going with it. I love it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And he also, his third wish, kind of reminiscent of our good old friend Aladdin, who, he didn't wish Genie free. He wishes Silver Surfer to be free, which is close enough, from Galactus and from Marcus. So Silver Surfer, Norrin Rad says, adios, and he heads back to, and he wasn't in New York City. He was like sleeping out here in space. He heads back to Shambhala, I think is his planet. And then Joel's left him off his team, kind of like kicked him off. And so that Marcus kicks him off. So he can get other members on his team. Hey, will you join my team? Forcefully. So, that's about as far as he got. We did a little bit of gaming with Tony waking up in his mansion. Oh, Hal Jordan wakes up with Wanda Maximoff, or I'm not sure, or whatever they want to go with her last name being. And they wake up in Coast City, which is out here north of Santiago, and basically trying to get the team back together. We could spend a whole episode getting the team back together. Maybe they want to go to Chicago to do that. Okay. Anyways, then, last but not least, Ray wakes up and he's down in Miami. Ooh, going to Miami. And, he wakes up to his naked Emma Frost on him. And he gets up, goes to get some coffee. But his wishes, he had three wishes. First, this Air Force base that he took over and procured is his now, and it's all under the company that he created called Damage Control. And that, two, it's a high-tech facility, and stuff that he could actually do because he has steel and Mr. Terrific on his team. So all that brain could have built this place, but they just didn't have time. And he also has a brain now because he no longer have his powers. He's got Forge's powers. So he, for Earth-213 plane forge there, he created like a list of stuff that he would have created there. And so he's like, my third wish is that stuff that I created there is actually created here too. So he has this mega base, this old Air Force base down by me. I don't know, but it could be considered some Marvel or DC sort of base because they can create them wherever they want them. And anyways, that base is all his, and now he's got all that stuff as a base for his team. So it's a little bit easier for him instead of trying to live in Miami. Very dangerous place. Because you get in a fight amongst all those buildings, you can just get hurt. People can get hurt. And he doesn't want people attacking him anymore. Because he got attacked at his mansion, which he thought nobody lived there. But that's, maybe I do a video of each of these teams. That would be interesting. Anyways, so, we went through those. Chris wasn't there for his 2 teams and wishes. And the other teams got wishes too. And I might reveal them or I might not. But, because Monica's team, I'm looking at this big sign because I wrote a lot of things down on this. But Monica's team, Joanne's team, my team, Jody's team, Beth's team. So, and then we still, maybe tomorrow, Tuesday this week, before I go underway. Oh, yes, dear patrons of the Cleftlan Nights, I am getting underway for 3 weeks. So, I wonder if I could turn this over to Frank, who will be playing D&D with with my fellow players while I'm gone. And no, it's not Cleftlan. So if you made a Cleftlan, I wonder how his D&D Cleftlan would be. Maybe pretty neat. Anyways, so if you like this content, hit like, a little thumbs up down below. If you want to subscribe, that'd be really cool. I know it's not advanced, but with the short amount of time I have left, maybe by 2018 that I'm going to do more advanced videos with pictures and team logos and stuff. And so, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Comment, like, subscribe. Take care, guys. This is Jody for Cleftlan Nights, and maybe one more episode before I go out to sea. So, peace.